What's up, you guys? Welcome back to WideBody Nation. For as little as $500 and a little bit of research on the internet, I have figured out how to steal my own car by reprogramming keys to it. And that's pretty concerning to me. The fact that I can go on Amazon and buy this little cell phone looking device and one other little, bypass cable and basically be able to steal my own car without any keys and with just a little bit of research, that is unnerving to me. And furthermore, it's scary because of how ignorant most people are. Not intentionally ignorant, but just most people don't know how easy it is to program keys to certain vehicles. Like my wife's car back there, Toyotas are actually kind of notoriously tricky to program, but Mopars, Dodges, Rams, Jeeps, and Chryslers are actually commonly known as one of the easier cars to reprogram, which may not surprise you guys. So I'm gonna go through on this device, which only cost me about $500 on Amazon, how to actually program the key and some hurdles that I ran into but were relatively easy to overcome, which again should probably concern you guys. And we'll also talk about valet mode, security updates, and some of the other things Dodge has tried to do, but I don't think have been very effective in preventing what we're about to do. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I've had to do to prepare the Charger for, for theft. So obviously, getting into the vehicle is problem number one. Now, this is a 2022 JailBreak, so the 2022s do have a shock sensor, which prevents people from breaking in the rear window like they normally do without the alarm going off. I'm not going to guarantee that your alarm's going to go off because my previous Chargers that were broken into, they broke into this rear window on my 2018 and my 2021, and I didn't get any type of notification other than when the car was actually like stolen, whether that was from my aftermarket tracker or whether it was from Uconnect when the car basically went off the grid. So keep that in mind. Now, once they gain entry to the car, again, without a key, that's when they're going to go. They can't unplug the battery because they actually need the battery to stay plugged in. So they're going to go ahead and remove this bottom, kick panel area. Now you might be saying, why did you remove this upper trim area like I have right there? Well, I'm actually doing some other things with the car right now that involve trackers and some hidey, sneaky stuff. So I was doing that and I wanted to just make sure that there were clips and stuff. So it gave me a top angle. But thieves only need to remove this, and that is simply removing a 7mm here, a 7mm socket there, which I just have my little, I have my toolkit out, and then there's just the pop clips here. So you just got to kind of grab onto this and then pop it right down, and it's just like your normal pop clips up here. It takes a little bit of strength. I actually prefer not using pry tools. I use the pry tools to get it started, but once I get it started, I like using my fingers because that's when you can kind of feel the give. And you're less likely to break clips, in my opinion. Now, you might be looking at this and say, what the heck is that? So this is the other part of this Autel. I believe this is the IM or the KM100. It'll be in the title and the description. So it's either the IM or the KM100. Yes, Maxil KM100 right here. And then this is the little beepity bop, the V200. That is an OBD2 plugin, but on 2018 plus, 2018 or newer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Rams. From my understanding, they have an added security gateway, which is back here. It's like plugged in right there. And basically, you have to bypass that with a Chrysler 12+8 cable, which you can see right here. This 12+8 cable is available for approximately $15 on Amazon. So we're at about $500 and we are at $15. This is $15. This comes with it in the Autel thing, the case it comes in. Now, what do you actually have to do now? And you guys can see my other devices right there. We got a car lock, which is a pretty good entry-level GPS tracker / theft deterrent. And then I have my Mopar EVTS that I'm going to be rerouting shortly. That's the Mopar electronic vehicle tracking system. So this is basically like a Samsung cell phone type thing. And I'm just going to go ahead and sit on in here. I do not currently have the car keys the car does weird stuff when you plug into the security gateway like that. So you guys will notice the car just kind of beeping and bopping. My keys are actually over there on top of the trash can. You guys can see the red key right there. So there are no keys in the car right now. Zoom back out to 0.5. All right. So we have my phone because I've been doing some work on this, but basically Autel includes 2 universal keys in the kit that you get. And I can show you the kit in another video, just kind of like an unboxing video, but they literally give you keys to program to other people's cars. So it's kind of concerning to me, if we're being honest. These keys seem not to be the greatest though, and like when I took them apart to put the 2032 battery in there, a 2032 battery is a type of battery, if you guys didn't know. It's like a watch battery kind of looking thing. When I took it apart to put it in, it's a very cheaply made key. I'm not saying Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram keys are expensive keys. I'm just saying that this is like a dinky, light, crappy key. So presumably to program it, and the reason I say presumably is because I've had some issues with, I believe, it's this key. So this is the programming slot for the key. And in order to actually like generate a key to be compatible to this, my understanding is that you need to create the universal key. Now, on my phone, I have right here, on my phone, I have the, what's it called? I have the key information that I looked up earlier on the device that tells you it's a proximity key. It gives you the chip number, which is important, and it gives you the frequency, which is important as well. And so you guys can see, basically I programmed the key. I want Dodge. So Dodge right there, and then Charger, and then year. We go 2021. And then it wants me to, and then I program it to this one because that is what I just showed you guys. And then you can generate a universal key right here. So generating a universal key is not that hard. Remember, universal keys don't mean they work for everyone's car. They just mean that they are now programmed to the correct frequency / like chip ID that you need. So I'm showing you guys the process. This is actually already programmed, but I'm just showing it to you. And also, I guess I'll talk a little bit about what I've learned so far. So long story short is, and you guys are going to see coming up soon, if you go buy a Dodge key, which Dodge keys cost more or less like $100 to $120. If you want to, this is obviously a Hellcat. It is a JailBreak, so you guys can see it's got 220 on the dash right there. This one obviously comes with 2 red keys and 1 black key, which you'll see in a minute. This car currently has 3 keys programmed to it, which is talking about the OEM keys. One of my main questions is, if I program a key, what kind of key is it going to, like if I program this dinky Autel key that probably costs 2 cents, what would that constitute? Would it be a black key? Would it be a red key? Would it be like something in between, or what, just like what the heck would it be? It's about done programming. Sure. Do you want to continue the key generation? So let's see. This is the part. Okay. I shouldn't have done that. Okay. So that was just showing you guys that you can, in theory, program a random. It's just telling me to remove it from the LBD port. So that, in theory, now that I've generated a universal key at the same frequency, as the Dodge proximity key, in theory, this should program to the car. Now, Dodge claims that they've made these cars, the 2018 plus, and especially what seems like the 2022s and newer, even harder. So one of the things I did want to show you guys real quick before I go through the key programming is that valet mode is on, because valet mode, I think, might have something to do with key programming. So I had to bring the keys in here real quick. I'm not actually like running the car with it like this. I'm just gonna go into, sorry, my door is open. It's gonna be like this. So valet mode was active, and then I just turned it off. And now I'm gonna turn it back on, and you guys can see that real quick. All right, I'll stop the beeping, sorry. Okay, now I'm gonna go through the key generation process with you guys, and obviously I've tried to do this before and we ran into some issues, so I'm gonna put that right there. I'm gonna remove the keys from the car so that there's no funny business with key programming. Now, let's just go ahead and do it. So when I go into program it, go into MO, which I think is like immobilization, go to D for Dodge, and then I need to go to, I just do it with manual selection because I already know what this car is. It's a North American Charger 2019 to 2022 and smart key. So then that's confirming vehicle profile. And then if there is a program key, but we don't need to do that step because we already know what the VIN is. We already know, we don't need that is what I'm saying. If I go to hot function, this is where we get into the programming options. Now, if you guys have stayed long enough in this video, that means you actually care right now. And so this is probably the most important part of the video. There's what's called an all smart keys lost reset. And if you press that, one of the steps, it just deletes all the keys to the car, and then you can program a new key. And that's usually what locksmiths use from what I understand. Now, there are other locksmiths that I have seen in videos where they just program another key, but if you do an all keys lost, that basically deletes the normal keys that are to this car, and then you program a new key, and then you have the only key. So like, if a thief does an all keys lost reset with one of these devices or a similar device, like maybe a more expensive one, you could in theory like think you found your car, walk up to it, and your keys that you had at the house might not work because they did an all keys lost reset. The all keys lost reset also seems to be the easiest way to do it. Now, I'm not going to do an all keys in this video because I've been trying to do the more like nuanced and less destructive way, which is just the smart key learning tutorial, and I'm going to go ahead and run that. To learn program keys, make sure you finished erase key first. I don't know exactly what that means, but I think that has to do with making sure that's never been programmed to something else. Now, here's an interesting one. You can see in the background, it says number of keys is 3. And so you can see that I have 3 keys programmed, which in an all keys lost scenario, or if I had already deleted all the keys to this car, that would say 0. This says turn the ignition off and turn the emergency flashers on. The flashers thing, I think they actually have to be on to communicate with the car. And then it says make sure the device has been connected to Wi-Fi. And basically it's connected to Wi-Fi. Now, here's why I've been running into problems. Well, this is one thing. So, yeah, and you guys are going to hear blinkers on for a while. So, it's going to be communicating with the vehicle for a second. But I could not get this far before because the device would actually tell me I needed to go buy one of these 12+8 Chrysler connectors because it couldn't even get past the security gateway when I just plugged this guy into the normal OBD2 port. Now, this device reads the password, I guess, to get into the car, which is pretty wild because, I mean, yeah. So now we're going into the actual key programming process. Please make sure the ignition is off. All wireless devices, laptops, cell phones, and other proximity keys are not close to the proximity being programmed. So I'll move my Cell phone is basically as far away as I can. Put it in the old back seat right now. Obviously, I have a cell phone on right now that is videoing this, but it is what it is. Do you want to continue? Do you want to continue to learn the key? Yes. Hold the proximity key near the center start-stop button and complete that procedure within, within 60 seconds. So we held it there, and then we're going to go ahead and press OK. The car just keeps making all these weird little noises. Repeatedly press and release the unlock button on the proximity key. So this is where you're supposed to like move it around. Every other locksmith I've watched has like moved it around, and that's one of our test devices right there. And moved it around, and as you can see, it's not currently registering on the device. Just trying here, but this is the step that has been thwarting me every time. I've been kind of like trying to do all types of different presses, and it just doesn't seem to be cooperating. Another locksmith that I watched, it didn't work for him on the first try, but then as soon as he tried it again, it worked on the second try. So we'll see. So key learning failed. And to me, I'm actually excited that that didn't work, because for $500 and another $15 to get that device or that little connection right there, the bypass, I would have just programmed a key to $100,000. Well, this car was $96,500 with all the options at MSRP. So I'm glad that this did not work with this device. I think the main problem is that I'm just not using a Dodge key, even though this is technically supposed to be a universal key. I'll try it one more time. Okay, I'm holding it near the start-stop button. Maybe I'm shortchanging this procedure or something. I'll leave it there for a couple more seconds. But if you guys are in the comments right now saying, why would he show us this video if he didn't actually successfully program a key? That's because I'm trying to give you a little bit of hope that your car is not super easy to reprogram. Basically, the thieves just need to go, they need to go buy an OEM key. I'm just gonna leave it there this time. They need to go buy an OEM key to actually steal your car, because that's my next video. I'm going to use a Dodge key. I haven't decided if I'm just going to erase all my keys and then reprogram them, or if I'm going to go ahead and go buy a Dodge key from a dealer, like maybe get another black key if they're cheaper. Yeah, I feel like maybe I should do that. Probably get a black key, because this is not working. It almost worked for me one time. It got stuck on like 4 seconds. I really don't know how I did that. So, like, all the locksmith videos I've watched have said, like, put it in the cup holder while you're pressing, put it in the center console. And it looks like it is not going to work. So, key programming failed. Okay, so now you can see. You can see that I failed. We read the pin. We got into the system. It knows that we have 3 keys right now, but I'll turn the flashers off. So, video number 1 showed you guys how close I got with very little research to programming a key for this car. Now, is this a unsatisfying video because I don't have a key that now, you know? Yeah, so no key fob detected right there. You guys can see that. Maybe that would be, I'll try this one more time on camera. And if you guys want to, click off, I'm going to try it one more time with this key. And then the next video you guys see is going to be with a Dodge key, an unprogrammed Dodge key. I'm going to grab one, probably a black key, and see if I can do it. I'm thinking it's either this erase key function that it keeps saying, or it is the fact that this is not a Dodge key. But obviously the Dodge key thing is not that big of a deal. See, now it even remembers my PIN code. I don't even care about rereading it. Okay. I'm going to press it this time instead. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and, yep. And the videos I've watched before have been a lot quicker as far as, like, the keys have learned right up. So I'm just trying one more time here. Maybe I'll try the lock button. Sometimes it, like, stops counting real quick. You can see it. Sometimes it skips. But I have not found the spot in this car. Maybe I'm just not using the right spot. All the locksmith videos I've watched, though, have been them moving the key around. A lot of them seem to favor the cup holders, especially on the Rams. But I don't know. All right, looks like we failed again, so we're going to stop. Although I did not have the flashes on that time, so who knows. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and chalk that one up as a loss for me because I was not able to program the keys like I wanted to and to show you guys A to B. But at the same time, I'm actually pretty excited that I can't just use any random key. At least these guys have to go use a Dodge key, presumably. So the next video, which is probably going to be a pretty ridiculous video because the fact that I'm basically go start to finish in probably less than 10 minutes on programming this key with the Dodge key to a 2022 Charger, Hellcat JailBreak, is pretty concerning. Maybe it's valet mode. Maybe it's the new 2022/security update. Kind of hard to say. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about basically all of this. Remember to go ahead and get your TDS theft deterrent system. This is a prototype. That's why it's not painted. Obviously, we have the latest and greatest in my car right here. And that is the plate right here. Obviously, there's usually a neutral strap that goes right here. But instead, we have 18-gauge steel, which basically looks like this. That is mounted under here with tamper-proof screws. I've got two different types of tamper-proof screws on there, but, you know, this little guy fits right in there. And, you know, your coin holder looks normal. It's just that when they pull it up, they're like, oh, we got 18-gauge steel with tamper-proof screws instead of a rinky-dinky plastic piece. Now, a couple of people have been asking us online, hey, my console is not sitting flush. That's because they've had their little plastic piece that goes here. They've been reinstalling that. Let me see if I have mine in here still. I don't think I do. Oh, yeah, I do. People have been they've been reinstalling this piece before they put the thing back on, which has been preventing them from putting there, because as you can see, the bottom fits, but the top doesn't. Now, if you guys were dying to put this piece back on, you just have to get rid of the tabs here. And some people are asking us, well, why don't you just make it fit correctly? And the answer is the tolerances. We've already had to make this device like a bunch of different times, and the tolerance, especially in the forward area right here, where my finger is moving has been rather difficult to get. So it's not that we don't want you to be able to put your plastic here. It's just that we've currently, the best design we have right now and to fit and protect your car involves this tolerance being tight right here. So we appreciate your understanding, and we appreciate your business, and we appreciate you guys protecting your car, because honestly, that's what it's all about. You guys, if every single desirable Mopar out there, whether it's a V6, a V8, you know, an SRT, an RT, a Hellcat, or whatever, if every single Charger had this security plate on it, then thieves would have pretty much legitimately one less way to steal these cars, and it would also increase the frequency at which they're getting caught, because every time a thief breaks into your car or even canvasses your car to kind of see what's going on, see where you're parking it, they might get arrested, they might get into trouble. So the harder you guys make your cars to steal, the better it is for everyone involved as far as like the entire car community, and the worse it is for the entire community of thieves, because they have less ways to do it. You know, I'm sure thieves know about our product at this point, because we've protected over 3,000 vehicles, and we still have about 1 million more vehicles to protect. So we appreciate you guys' support. Use code WBN for 20% off at destroyer1320.com. If you guys like these really in-depth videos, you know, please hit that like button. Please comment below. I know they are not flashy, entertaining, like, you know, cool guy, whatever videos. I'm not racing. I'm not out there looking at Lambos or talking about buying another Hellcat. But these are the kind of videos, in my opinion, that have to be made so that you guys know exactly how vulnerable or secure your cars are, because I was actually pretty confident that I was going to be able to program like some rinky-dinky rando key to this car. So at least I have to go to the dealership and, you know, grab a black key or grab a red key. So also comment below which key I should program. Should I program a black key or should I program a red key? So appreciate you all tuning in. Stay safe out there, and I will see you guys for the next video.